success wishes to all my entrepreneurial friends and business owners. In our previous video, we understood the 5 golden rules of networking. Very, very important. And I'm sure you have already gone through those 5 rules, 5 golden rules. Because to become successful in networking, it is absolutely important how you do it. Okay? Now, today, just recapitulate as to what are those 5 golden rules. And I'm sure you have your writing pads and pens ready with you. Okay, the 5 golden rules that we discussed. Ask for introduction. Never give your introduction. Ask for the introduction of the person whom you are meeting. Search for common ground. What is common amongst both of you? 3. Make note on visiting cards. Very, very important. And we discussed why it is important. How you can make the other person feel actually by writing on his visiting card. 4. If you are introduced by somebody else, it adds a lot of credibility. And that is why it's very important that rather than giving your own introduction, when you are especially when you are with a buddy, he gives or she gives your introduction and you give her or his introduction. 5, and very important, your introduction has to be crisp, not elaborate, filled with technical jargons which will confuse the other person. In this video, we are going to go in depth. In fact, step by step, one after the other, as to the point number 1, when I say ask for introduction. Very, very important, because this is the first step. This is the first point of interaction of you and the person whom you are wanting to network with. And that is why it plays a very important role. Remember, the first impression is the last impression. If not the last, at least it is the impression which matters a lot. Because that is going to decide as to the person whether he is going to help you or not, or what way you people can collaborate. Now, important is for us to understand networking generally happens in groups. When I say networking, immediately the thought of a few people, maybe 50, 40, 100, that group comes into your mind. Networking is generally, we talk about groups. Maybe you go out as a group on a breakfast session. You generally meet in your social circles, but that is what networking is all about. Now, coming to groups, there could be 2 kinds of groups. One is homogeneous groups, that is people belonging, having similarity, lot of similarities amongst themselves. Maybe they all belong to a same region, they all doing a similar kind, all the jewelers, similar profession that they have, in all the chartered accountants. These kind of homogeneity people have. And the other type is heterogeneous groups. Groups which do not have much in common. There may still be some string in common, because without commonality you cannot have anything. There will be something or the other common, but the percentage of commonality, things which are same, will be very, very less, very little. People from different segments, people belonging to different regions, people of different layers of business. I often get to hear people telling me, Rajubhai, networking often happens only people of heterogeneous groups. Why? Because homogeneous groups are generally people who are competing with each other. Say a set of jewelers, say a set of paint manufacturers. Now this is where I differ. This is where I want to tell you people, I want you to understand that in fact homogeneous groups are very good in the long run, and they are able to generate much more business. How? Let me tell you, networking works in all segments, whether it is B2B, B2C. Another segment where people say networking doesn't work is B2B. It is alright for me to B2C, but B2B, what those people forget is networking is not about the end client. It is about the pathway to the end client. Networking means I need to connect with those people who are going to take me to the end clients. Of course, in the process, if I get some end clients, which is beautiful, but the entire process to be successful, what you need to understand is end client through the source. So networking is for the sources which are going to take me to the end client. Okay. The important question is, generally when we go on, I have seen people, the way they network, especially in networking circles. I've gone there and people keep searching like hounds, saying who's free, and immediately they jump, hi, my name is so and so, and then immediately they take out my card, I am into this business, and these are these kind of clients I am looking at, you can connect me to so and so client. And the question I often ask to myself is, why will I connect you? Just because we belong to a same group, that doesn't mean I will simply connect to anybody, because my credibility is at stake. Because my goodwill, because if I connect somebody, the person will agree to meet or agree to interact or agree to do business. It's based on my goodwill with that person. You've seen one thing? People simply come and ask, saying, my name is, they give their introduction, my name is so and so, please connect me to so and so, which is very wrong. Remember one thing, when you are meeting people, the first thing you should have in mind is to listen. And that is when I say, when you handshake with people, be more keen and interested on those people, you knowing them, rather than you telling yourself or you imposing yourself on them. It works. Why I tell you? Suppose people from the same industry, let's say jewelry industry, are meeting. Now often people tell me, Raju, jewelry is jewelry, all jewelers are competitors. Very wrong. You have a diamond jeweler, you have a silver jeweler, you have, within silver, you have people who have something called as sheet item, people make, utensils, and you have people who have ornaments made out of silver jewelry, what we term as. And within that, you have people who deal in bullion, you have wholesalers, you have retailers. There is various segmentation which we can go on, and not just with this jewelry industry, I'm talking about every industry. You take silk industry, you take into construction, there could go on and on. Now what happens is, when you meet people with the intent of connecting people, what happens is, when you allow them to speak to you, listen to this very carefully, because here is a bonus. Here is a very big takeaway for you. The moment you meet somebody and ask them for their introduction, what happens is, you come to know about the person, about the segmentation, about various things of that person, and then what happens is, it becomes much easier for you to position yourself. Suppose the person is into jewelry and you come to know he is into gold jewelry. He does not deal with, sheet items, utensils, and you deal in that, and you are a wholesaler, he is also a wholesaler. Now tell me, for all your clients are those retailers, you supply the retailers. Tell me, if you reconnect with this person, if you network with this person, look at my hands. When I am showing networking, that means bonding, that means creating credibility, that means the person is willing to refer, you are willing to refer. Your end clients are the same. Yeah? And if you are able to do it, what happens is, where you were thinking as competitors, today you become buddies, and in fact you can complement each other's business. Of course, there can always be collaborations where finance also can exchange or referral fee, whatever you may want to call it. But important is asking. If you go shove yourself on people, if you push yourself on people, what happens is, one, they do not like it. Two, you are leaking your information first, so you cannot position yourself. Okay. Remember one more thing. Before I leave, one very important aspect as to asking introduction is fine, but to identify people is very important. In a group where there are a lot of people, you step forward and ask for people's introduction. Just observe the person. If the person is shaking hands with you and his eyes are going the other way around, think again, because that's not the right source for you. Because the person is only wanting to give information, the person is just wanting to be a loudspeaker, which is not going to be good for you. It is not going to help you in any way. That is why, very, very clear, when a person is talking to you or when you are networking, please ensure you look into each other, you listen to each other, you are interested in each other. Otherwise, do not network. Mind you, networking is not the number of people. Networking is all about the right set of people, even if it means one or two. Thank you so much.
Hi friends, I'm sure you enjoyed today's session and learned something. Make sure you click on the like button and leave a comment for us. Of course, subscribe to our channel so that you continue receiving notifications on our future videos. Of course, I'm sure you will also share the video with your friends so that they also grow with you. Thank you.